And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta in our Resistance playthrough. Hopefully this will be the first one where I actually successfully win. This is the second playthrough on the channel. If you're somehow stopping into the middle of the stream here, kind of the middle of the run. So, in the last part, we just secured a military victory around Earth with our fleet. Our 11-ship fleet managed to defeat a alien fleet far larger and in theory far more deadly than it, at the cost of one ship. However, almost every ship has received some battle damage. Some of them appears to have been repaired by the damage-controlled crews. However, it definitely is a fleet needing repairs. We do have a potential problem here. Earth right now, we have plenty of stations. There is one problem with our stations around Earth, and that is pretty much everyone that had anything useful on it has been destroyed. This presents us with a problem. First of all, our fleet is unable to undergo any repairs, which is a slight problem. Oh, I suppose we could try to make the run out to Keji Station. Keji Station has a space dock, although that's out at Luna, so I'm not sure if the fleet can make the trip out to Luna. Or at the Lagrange point. Same thing, the other Lagrange point is intact as well. So if we were desperate for emergency repairs, that's the burn we'd have to make. The other solution is we can wait until January the 17th, so about 16 days, and then we will have a space dock to repair it. So we've got a little bit of a problem awaiting us. There's also a decent possibility that the aliens will not leave us alone. So the damaged fleet probably does need to get repaired fairly quickly. Do a share propellant here. Let's see, what's the Delta V, for example. Okay, in a third of the day we can undergo that. I think that actually expecting to give us enough Delta V that we could probably make the dash out to Luna. So let's think about doing that. In addition to that, we have more ships building rapidly out at Mercury. We have 5 ships completed there. We have another, I believe, 8 under queue. Another 8 under queue. So we could also dash those out. Dash those 5 out. Of course, that, if we don't have time to get into those repairs here at Earth, might be reinforcing a imminent defeat. And we do see some aliens coming in. Another fairly large fleet coming in. 12.2k. So, comparison to our damage, granted our ships showed that our ships punch above their weight, stat-wise. There is also a decent fleet here already. In Earth orbit, although it does appear to be guarding the surveillance escorts, which is maybe something we want to fix at some point. Yeah, so we might want to attempt to withdraw up to the Lagrange point to refuel. Oh, well, not to refuel, to rearm up there. That's one alternative to waiting for the port to repair. And it's the same repair time, right? So instead of waiting 16, 17 days, I think we should be able to make the burn up to the Lagrange point fairly quickly. At the same time, we have a lot of effectively destroyed sites and unbuilt sites here at Mars. Let's quickly claim the rest of the Martian sites again. I think their running around blowing all our stuff up here at Mars has ceased, at least for the moment. And try to get the mines going again. Okay. And if we can do that, that'll hopefully get us more volatiles, allow us to continue very rapid shipbuilding. We probably do want to build up a more appropriate combat dock around Earth, so we can properly position the fleet there. We want Habs. I want to go to Mars. Let's get the mines going first. So that's an existing mine. We're not going to futz with that one too much. So this is an example of what we want to do here. So, we want to put a mine. Should have access to tier 3 mines. Colony mining complex. If it's not going to work for 240 days, well, it's we went for the tier 2 one. We were running tier 2 before. How long does it take to build the tier 2 one? So you're the tier 3 set, and Mintower's where we jumped to tier 2. We're apparently missing the mine here. Some mining complex. That's the tier 1. Alright, so we can either wait 120 days to get a tier 2 one in, or we can have it offline for another 120 days to get it to be a tier 3 one. I believe this is like 33% more than the tier 2 one. We're gonna go ahead and build the expensive ones, I think. So, we want a mine, we want an admin tower. We're probably going to want enough farms to feed that, so we'll assume that we're going to have an agricultural complex. We probably want a battle station to defend the whole place. Right, so mine, tower, farm, battle station. So that's sort of the minimum stuff I think we're going to put on these. And then we want enough power. So we've got fission reactor farms, 250. Fusion reactor farms, so 500. So base fission versus base fusion, I think we probably go fusion. Although we might end up actually doing a mix because we apparently don't need that much power. Heavy fission 375. What's the cost on fusion versus fission? So it's 100 crew versus 125 crew. It's 25% more crew. Not a problem. We're feeding them. And we got plenty of money coming in. You're 5.3 and 0.1. You're 5.3 and 0.5. So it's going to save us mostly radioactives. Yeah, so 2 of these radioactive-wise is going to be cheaper than that one. It probably doesn't make sense to do 2 fusions. Okay. We don't have heavy fusion yet at tier 3. Okay, so that's power positive. That'll probably be food positive, so we don't have a problem feeding everyone. And that, in theory, has a battle station, so it can help defend itself. At least make the aliens spend some time blowing them up. So we're going to save this as a template. And back out. And now we're just going to basically poke through all our habs that we just set up that have nothing there, and we're going to manage and apply the template. Which should be fairly easy. We have one template. Manage, apply, template. One thing we do want to be on the lookout is we probably want, well, we're buying volatiles, or have been buying volatiles from the other factions. So there's maybe an argument here that as long as we don't run negative, we're fine. Trying to get these set up. And of course, as we set these up, these are going to raise all the costs because we have to feed the crew while it's built, at least until the agricultural complex finishes. So we're building these starting in January. These will be a drag on resources until the 30th of June, each one of these. And they will take a while, to be fair, to pay back, which is kind of why you want to defend them, or at least be able to defend them, which is not quite something we have going for us right now. Oops. So, I see another person saying exactly what I'm doing right now is maybe a little risky. So if you want to do something a little more conservative, feel free to do something a little more conservative. Another thing we'll probably want to do is because we've got lots of Earth habs, is at some point we'll want to build them up. Of course, we need the mines up first. We really need the mines up first. it's going to be 240 days. Well, basically 240 days until these start paying off. They'll be defended in 120 is, I think, what the June is. April, June. Yeah, so April the Hab will be there. June will have the defense modules in. The rest of our stuff appears to have survived, or in the meantime have been seized by other factions. The servants in particular, we can send, and we don't really care about necessarily being punished by sending around a fleet to repossess them later. And we have, some of these do have some decent science. Okay. Yep, that's all of them assigned. And you can see that has significantly cost our volatiles, and that's not necessarily going to start paying itself back until, again, until at least June. Well, June is when it will stop really costing us, because the agricultural complexes come online. It will still cost us until the mines come online. And the mines are not expected until August, basically the end of August. So I think I will continue to hold back these 5 ships until we've at least got 10 to send back out again. I may do a much more fast burn out to Earth, but I think I'm going to hold them back. Worst thing that would happen right now is I send them out, we do a maximum burn, and we get them out there in 4 weeks, only to find that we lost the warships, lost the fleet we're trying to reinforce 3 weeks, or like a week or so before. That's what I'm somewhat scared of. Another thing we want to do is I want to take back over Mexico. America, I don't think has the claims yet. Yeah, it doesn't have the claims yet. But eventually, we're going to want to basically do the Greater North American thing, which is the next. Oh yeah, we're working on it. So that adds Mexico City, so this is what we need to add in Mexico. Havana is Cuba and stuff, so if any of the stuff in sort of the American sphere has fallen, say, for example, Cuba, to the Protectorate or the Servants, we can take it off of them, merge it into America to securely lock it in as ours at this point. At the same time, we probably need to start thinking about how we're going to fix China. I've let China get out of control. We're down to 11. That's seriously hit the fragmentation values here. Minus 4.4 from population, minus 1.1 per capita GDP. So we basically need to fix the per capita GDP and stuff. So we want to try holding this stuff at the same time, because this is probably where we want to expand, right? We want to probably lock this area down after we're done with North America. North America is coming along pretty well, so we want to be on the lookout, see how Quebec goes. Again, if this gets picked up by anyone who's not a friend with us, we will probably take it off of them. And then obviously we want Mexico back. Okay, so right now we probably want you to come in with a purge. Do I come in for the purge for the executive? Right, if we weren't for the executive, or crackdowns. The crackdown, we pay 64 and we get a 63% chance. Yeah, let's take the executive back. We start the process of taking the executive back. So we're going to purge, or crack down the executive. This will at least stop them from fortifying it, and basically disable the executive for the moment. Hopefully we won't lose the point we have in the middle in the meantime. And yeah, we want to keep contacting the 2 factions we've been buying volatiles off of. We might temporarily slow down ship construction. So, one thing I want to do, we probably want one more orbital at Earth. Yeah, let's just do intermediate orbit. And we're going to start the process of building a space station. This one is for sort of fleet operations around Earth. So I'm wanting to build Spaceworks here. We had 6 on the old one before it got destroyed, so let's see if we can get 6 in. We also had, well, we would have been running solar panels. We can now run a fusion. The fusion is not as cheap as the solar farms. Right, it's actually going to cost us resources, but it's like twice as space efficient. So for the moment, I think we're going to go fusion up here. Okay, so that's 6 space docks. We're able to support that with 4 fusion reactors. I might do want to go for 10. Probably do want to go for 10. I'm going to splurge a little bit. We're going to go for 10. That would basically allow us to build an entire fleet. That'll basically allow us to build an entire fleet in one go. Right, so we just got to defend the thing long enough for a fleet to pop out. And you can already see kind of the drawbacks of doing this, right, is this is costing us. Until June, this is going to have a high upkeep cost. Not immediately easy to see how much crew this is going to have. So for each of the Spaceworks, it's 400. We have 1 fusion, so it's about 1,000 every 2. And we've got 10, so it's about 5,000 crew. So we're actually looking, we need 2 agricultural complexes. It's going to require another fusion power plant. And we probably want a battle station here to defend the place. And we don't quite have the power to afford a second battle station. We might run something like a space fossil up here for money. We'll see how the cost is going once the stuff's built. So yeah, that's going to be another drain. We're down to 3.2 volatiles, so we definitely need volatiles. We're barely making water positive, right? So we need these to come online. We're not running deficit right now, so we shouldn't necessarily be panicking, but with all the stuff we have in construction, we need to not be building more. That's basically what we can build. Okay, so we got our plans going forward. It took 19 minutes of the episode here just to get the baseline reconstruction. And this is basically going to be the part where we figured out whether or not that victory was the victory in the last part was a Pyrrhic victory or a decisive victory. In whether or not we can actually save the fleet. Because the fleet basically gets jumped and destroyed before it gets repaired, then it will pretty much be a Pyrrhic victory, I think. That's probably a good way to think about it. Okay, they've undergone replenishment. We're going to send them, again, we're going to send them off to the Lagrange point. The Lagrange point is going to be a terrible place to repair, but it's better than anywhere else in Earth orbit. And we don't necessarily want to be leaving Earth orbit yet. It was the Earth Moon Lagrange? Where's my station? I have the station with docks somewhere. Here we go. 1 station there. It has 1 dock. We know this because we got stranded in it one time. So maximum burn. Apparently our fleet's not very fast. Our fleet is not very fast. It's gonna take us almost as long. Well, the reinforcements would arrive quicker than it takes for these things to get to Earth to Luna. Apparently we have some serious drive problems. Do we split the fleet? Say split those ones off for the moment. Now, Earth Luna. How quickly you get to Earth Luna? 8.8, yeah, so it was very much a fuel problem. What about the other one? Okay, so Earth Luna 1 is the quicker one to get to, at least from our current position. So 8.9 hours for them to get there. Of course, we're going to have the other half of the fleet immediately do the same turn. They're just going to be going slower. They're going to take like 4 weeks to get out of there. This is a little bit of a risk because we're basically risking one or both halves of the fleet getting jumped independently of each other. But there we go. I suspect 715 actually doesn't really need repairs. And we didn't split them off based on drive problems. We split them based off of whether they were damaged or not. I'm trying to see there if there's an easy way to check drive capacity. Okay, so they all have the same cruise. And then you... Yeah, so I don't know why those ones are necessarily... It's not giving me the damage numbers there, obviously. Or I'm just missing it. Because these look like they all should reasonably accelerate about the same. Yeah, that's going to be the plan going forward, so let's start some time going. Completed to 7:15, we can resupply.
I will help them.
Reaching out.
It's no business of ours if you wish to throw your lives away.
Okay, they're back to chatting. They stopped chatting during the last one for whatever reason. Oh, you were the ones who wanted the money more. 1,000 money for that. Like double? Yeah, double.
Reaching out.
And then
Good
you,
luck
I could sell
saving
water, although we
Just know that we
don't have a good
other
income right now with
plans.
water, so I might try to do water, or try to do money with you as well. Maybe we'll do water then. Oh, your price has gone up. Oops. Don't give them all the water. That's a good way to screw up the nation. Get the country. Okay. No, we're going to go back to money. Fair trade. Okay. Romeo 715 resupplied. Does 715 actually need repairs? No. Okay, so that half of the fleet is intact. It's just the damage portion that we're waiting on getting to the repair bay. And it will probably, hopefully, be a quicker repair than waiting for the docks, because we gotta wait until June otherwise.
Things are stabilizing.
Things are stabilizing.
Crackdown complete.
Crackdown complete, so we got our crackdown in Mexico. So assuming we don't lose our point, we'll be able to purge the executive in Mexico. Which we need to both leave the Alien Federation and to get into the North American Federation. To get it merged in there, so... Space Defense is online in Japan. Okay. I think the last global slot we care about is the climate change mitigation. So as soon as that's done, I think, once again, we are in a situation... Okay, so that was the space dock at the location I think we were at It may have been quicker to stay where we were. But I maybe didn't think that far ahead. Maybe I should have just stayed where we were. But we're most of the way there. It's going to be there January the 1st. Or the 31st, so it'll be February 1st, probably. We'll have a good indication of how long it's going to take to repair. Oh, they're doing a last-minute break all their deals right before they lose control of the executive, because that's what they do. That'd be their plan. Okay, where's that location?
Targeting the opposition.
Ready to go.
They're stabilizing China, which again is a massive unrest to rise. Although we are doing what we can to recover that. Let's confirm assignments and get moving forward.
Offering support.
There we go.
Open a channel.
So we want your
It's no
volatiles,
business of ours if you wish to throw your lives away.
and we'll pay cold hard cash for it. Oops, I should have done repeat.
We'll open a channel.
Good luck saving the world. Just know that we have other plans.
Ship launch. Some more ships at Mercury. Good to see. So now up to, in addition to the old missile torpedo fleet, we've got a total of 7 Titans at Mercury. We'll probably sell them out, maybe out to Mars. We'll see if our fleet is still intact around Earth when they're done. And again, we're kind of trying not to build right now because we're basically making no net water anymore, so that's why we're not queuing up more to replace the ones missing in the queue.
Order is returning.
Okay, so we're probably at the point where we can just leave one person
Violence is abating.
keeping China under control. 751 has completed transfer. Okay. Oh dear. That's a long repair cycle. So they're undergoing repairs until the 9th of December. We're not gonna leave them repairing that long. We'll let them repair until the dock, the space dock that we're just building in Earth orbit, is complete. Once Spartacus Station is operational in June, we'll descend to Spartacus Station because we'll repair so much faster there. And as long as it's 4 weeks or less, like it'll make a big difference. Big difference. Okay. We're working on knowledge here. We want to get up to like 12. That's the main thing we're working on. Keeping welfare up, keeping GDP up. Probably actually got the welfare too high, arguably. Yeah, probably have the welfare too high. We'll do that balance. But yeah, we're basically at the point, at the USA at least, where we're not worried about unrest. Good to know. Purge coming in for the executive. Or they're coming for my executive in Russia. Although we know that is Project Exodus, so we can tolerate that. Legislative point in Bangladesh is a little bit more annoying. We don't know who that is.
Our associates are now in charge.
Here we go. Executive in Mexico. Relations. Can we fix some of the relations? Some of them we can. Can't get back into the guys that just dropped us down from, but the rest of them we can fix. Okay. Really? You're gonna make me click continue for each of these? Lost the point in Afghanistan. You know, at the end of the day, I'm not too worried about that. I need to focus on the centers of the unions instead of small nations like Afghanistan for the moment. Twitch chat saying, the USA is nice, but do you have the best worst country in North Korea yet? We previously had the Republic of Korea. One of the other factions went ahead and merged North and South Korea, so they're the same country now. Stuff happened, and I think we lost it to the servants, then someone's obviously come back through and backfilled over the servants. But yeah, we don't control Korea at the moment, but we had previously owned Korea. After a mistake in taking over Japan, we've ended up sort of struggling a little bit more with Exodus screwing with us. Prior to the mistake with Japan, we, in theory, had a non-aggression pact with Exodus, which was making it a little bit more safe. Twitch chat saying, I found myself in control of it for a month before it revolted again. Yeah, the North Korea is surprisingly unstable in comparison to where it is IRL. IRL, it's a reasonably stable nation. In-game, it's a bit unstable.
Targeting their key people.
Where to?
Base
The opposition.
for
Ready.
the Crackdown. The Crackdown's got a pretty high chance, so cumulatively it should be a decent probability.
Making contact.
That'll keep our guys alive for another 10 years. So that's good to pick up. That's Confinement Fusion 6. The drive derivative from this is one of the drives we'll have to research, so we'll slow down a little bit, probably at that point. And then 7 and the final drives are the sort of good drives. Probably once we've got those, we'll design a new ship. Twitch chat saying its rest cohesion last night was negative 10.85. Yeah. Yeah. Cohesion, rest cohesion can be very atrocious if you let the inequality get out of control. And of course, the inequality in North Korea is terrible to start. And of course, in game, it's only allowed one army, whereas I think you'd imagine that IRL North Korea has more than one. So that's probably one of the reasons it's more stable in real life than it is in game. Okay.
Offering assistance.
Initiating contact.
Okay.
It's no business.
We
of
want you to
ours
keep
if
selling
wish to throw
us
your lives away.
the good old volatiles. This is a little expensive because we've resulted into using money to buy this, but
Initiating contact.
Good luck saving the world. Just know that we have other plans.
The aliens just took over Iran? Okay. Controlled by the alien administration, and there it goes. It goes defecting to the alien administration. Okay. Okay, so the... Oh, we just know about that because we have a turn council in.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
Oh no, that was our turn council. Harassing goes on, yep. Twitch chat saying, I like how everyone is snide or gives backhand compliments when you open a channel. Yeah, they're all like, yeah, we don't agree with what you're doing. It's obviously to be part of you, but the fact that all of them give you some sort of snide comment. Okay, let's get the Mercury subfleets to merge up for the moment. Okay, so we now have a second, basically full Titan fleet at Mercury. Okay. How much more do we have in construction? We have 2 more. I'll probably just add those to the existing fleet. And then our current fleet list for... That's the old missile torpedo bunch. This is the new ones. We got 2, 3, 5 coils, 3 lasers, 3 PD. I think there was like 2 more PD coming in. And then Earth. One thing I think we have a problem with the Earth one is, yeah, we didn't really have enough coils there, which worked out fine in the end because the laser ships do have the capacity of those phasers to slowly cut through the enemy fleet. It's just a little slow. But yeah, so once that's repaired, although we're probably going to move it before they get fully repaired at this rate. Twitch is saying, well, Soren likes Exodus, and he's always nice to the player's Exodus. Well, that sounds good. I haven't played Exodus. Played the Initiative, played Humanity First, played Resistance, obviously, because we're playing the Resistance. It's been a long while since I played Academy, if I played Academy. But yeah, I haven't played the Exodus faction yet. Okay. You're 13th of October, so you're actually this year. And again, I think that's the last global one we want. We may actually be able to pick a repeatable after we're done with this one. And if we are able to pick a repeatable, what's up between the lifespan and we're not in the beta, so we've still got the old one, the old versions here. So it's probably tossed up between the mining limit and the lifespan. Although 6 months longer is not very long.
Order is returning.
Okay, so we've stabilized China for the moment. Oh, one of the mines on Mars is completed. This is one of the ones that we presumably repaired earlier.
We have neutralized their key people. Prepping for my next mission.
United States is 10th of March. Or you can go back to being allied again. Bangladesh, Project Exodus, okay. That's fine. I don't mind too much losing stuff to Exodus. We have enough mission control that I'm not worried right now about losing some of our mission control to Exodus to have to take it
We
back
are
later.
in control now.
Okay, back in full control of Mexico. Let's send you to go turn a counselor. Ah. I don't know where the counselor of the faction I want is. Never mind, go find a counselor for you to turn. We need not a servant, I'm missing a protectorate counselor. So gotta find that one. Go
Eyes on
investigate that one.
target.
Ready for my mission.
Okay, let's for the moment have you stabilize Mexico.
We'll turn down the heat.
And then we'll have the other one
Ready for
do
orders.
defend interests in Mexico.
Securing our interests.
Great North America is October, so we'd like to get the integration going a little bit faster here. Slowly merge, basically build up the North America as much as we can without having to take points off of people we have non-aggression pacts with. So, for example, Quebec, we're still waiting. We'll wait until the servants take over the executive, for example. 20th of August with Vizsla, in which case, open up that slot for something useful.
Offering counsel.
Securing our control.
And Twitch is saying right now the main objective for you is China and Mercury. I totally understand that. I would suppose our argument here is we've got Mars. Granted, we got to take some of Mars back. Some people have taken stuff from us. We got China, although stabilizing China is definitely an objective. Retaking Russia and stabilizing India and stuff is sort of what we're working on. I need to less expand and more consolidate is where we're at. And apparently we lost some mission control in China. We'll have to get that fixed. Which shouldn't be too hard with China, but
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
yeah, what am I thinking about? Relations here. Manage relations. Okay. So as soon as the executive here is
It's
fully
no
under
business
control,
of ours if you wish to throw your lives away.
we can separate that from the Alien Federation. Oh, your willingness to give me stuff has gone down.
Making contact.
Good luck saving the world. Just know that we have other plans.
Well, if our plans go according to plan, your plans can go according to plans, I suppose. Ship launched. Join 740 or 740? Oh, that's launched and join 740. You know, it's still to the burn. I didn't need to go flying out to Mercury, thank you. Let's misclick and set myself to Mars. There's Earth.
Mission abort.
Either they went to ground or they got shot. Humanity First has apparently got the Executioner's Axe out now, so I would not be surprised if they got shot.
Violence is abating.
coup in India! Because of course there's a coup in India. Do I even want to get back into India right now? It's pretty bad. I might just be better off staying out of India. Yeah, I think I'm probably better off staying out of India for the moment, focusing more on Russia. Russia, China, keeping these places understable. India was the last sort of major acquisition, so that's why it's so unstable. And even China's having stability issues, so that's what I picked up after the United States. Game? Well, whatever that's doing on there was a bit of hang. For non-com, that's good. Head module. So that is okay. Doesn't change very much right now. We close and keep going.
Ready for my mission.
Okay, I want you to go find again someone from the Protectorate. And we have absolutely no idea where they are. Okay, that's an interesting predicament. Again, quite possibly that it's humanity first running around shooting them. Okay, you're reasonably stable. I think Mexico had stabilized, right? Close enough. I'll send you to stabilize Mexico.
Restoring
And then we can
order.
send you...
Acknowledged.
What happened to your... we had an Indian org attached to you. And it detached itself, given the circumstances. Okay. We'll go ahead and take the espionage back that way. Click up investigate so you can be able to pull. Okay, we'll just accept that that's de-org to detach from the mode. It's fine. And so now is actually a good time to go through
Standing
all
by
the
for
orgs. Any good orgs on the purchasing list for the moment? Need an admin, that would be good. We don't. There's one 4% mining org. Okay. I'm gonna grab a... Actually, let's take off you first. Did I just take an investigate off and we still investigate? Yeah. Okay. So there's 4% more mining. Make a persuasion here. You probably want command because I have you on like permanent advise. make the US armies a little bit stronger. Don't need the national lab there. You're another one where I might try to take things off of you. Well, we just had something sort of forcefully removed from you, right? So let's not rush taking more off of you. Although, yeah, it does look like we probably want to add more espionage when take stuff off. Yeah, let's grab an espionage. Trisha saying, has the AI been slow to expand in space? I feel like I've have to actively give other factions a boost in basic materials to get them settled to decent pace. I don't know. I don't necessarily know how quick they are. I know I sort of rushed, and I mean real rushed, Mars in this one. So I got 15 of the 25 Mars sites. I looked at Moon. The Moon wasn't very interesting. So the AI had its run of the Moon and its run of the asteroid belt, but I basically focused mostly on Mars. It might also just be based off of what nations they get, how effective they get in nations. I've heard they do that better on the beta than do on this patch. You rushed Mars but stopped at 3? Yeah, you weren't as greedy as I was. I was pretty greedy. I stopped at 15. We had an America start, so we were able to get quite a bit of mission control. Don't have my Purger crackdown on you. Yeah. Do you have any orgs to give you Purger crackdown? I don't. By the market. Here's an hostile takeover. Not what we're looking for. No. Okay. So you got 60 points. I'm not sure what we want to actually put those 60 points into. I don't think the money line is particularly useful. And we don't need the control points, so probably investigate. Yeah, probably just grab some investigate. Make it harder for the aliens to hide around him. We probably use crackdown. Well, we already know there is no crackdown to the pool, but we can use crackdown on this guy. I suppose we might as well stack up some more persuasion. You're on contact. You have increase in rest. We probably want to grab more command with you so we can do some revolting of the alien administration later. The old varieties Venus. That's interesting. I can see going to Venus. We've got one random station at Venus. Not doing much at Venus. We just got a station at Venus. Constructed a new ring core for the intermediate. Okay, so that's a good sign there. Yeah, the devs are learning when it comes to the AI in this game. I'm experiencing.
Lending my expertise.
Making contact.
Yeah, they're doing massive update
Slow
after massive
business
update.
of ours if you wish to throw your lives away.
Oh, that's a generous trade? I guess they like us more. Sure, we'll do 500, 550.
Establishing contact.
Good luck saving the world. Just know that we have other plans.
Well, something definitely changed in their math logic here recently. And I mean in this game, because we were early in the stream, we're having to pay much more for this. Maybe it's because I got a lot less carry now that I don't control India.
Surveillance complete.
Good old Soren is changing personality. Yeah.
Things are cooling off.
Yeah, I'm the previous run, granted, I didn't finish it because stuff went pretty badly in it. The previous run was as the initiative. You continue. You've arrived. Quick resupply. Do we have any more ships in the queue? I think the answer is no. No. We've actually got an empty shipyard. Which for the moment is good because we are barely making resources to support the stations and fleets we've got going.
Things are cooling off.
Yeah. Being able to trade with people is good. That's definitely something the AI is a little bit better at now, is actually getting some space resources so that you can trade with them. That's something we do a lot better these days. Alien facility detected. Nuclear task detected. That's not great. Servants have finished taking over India. Although if I wanted India back, we could just go do some raise and rest and it would flip back to us. Because it's unstable as the all get out right now. Enemies are planning. Firmicides.
Offering counsel.
Reaching out.
It's no business of ours if you wish to throw your lives away.
Generous trade? Okay.
We'll open a channel.
Good luck saving the world. Just know that we have other plans.
Yes, we know you have other plans, and thanks for the good looks. And the good deals. Debris duty. We can fire the laser, do the rocket thing, get some metals, although we're paying volatiles for something we don't need. Or get 50 science. We'll just use the lasers on board. I don't need the science. 50 science is pretty nothing right now.
I have new information.
Academy. Okay, so not the person, not the faction we're looking for.
Order is returning.
You think the only reason he's not so cordial or is so cordial with us is because he thinks soon to be non-competitors? That's a possibility.
Things are stabilizing.
we can to mitigate the wildfires.
$1. That's what Paul Tibbet's mother paid for him to look inside an airplane at a local fair. Decades later, he flew the plane that killed 70,000 in Hiroshima. He named it Enola Gay after his mother, all because of that $1. Commissioner Kiran Banerjee, blood money.
So apparently, in the website, the government websites associated with the history about the Hiroshima bombings, apparently this entry got deleted because of the DEI stuff, because gay. Yeah, the current government is maybe not the smartest with their web searches. So we got future tech, military science up there for grabs. That's fine. That's not bad. That is a good indication that we are in the point where we've got all the globals done except for the future tech. So we're gonna try to keep control of one of our. Getting Twitch chat saying, yeah, that's also sad. Yeah, it's very sad. Once we're done with climate change mitigation here, we're gonna probably run mostly. We're gonna try to keep control of it so we can do the space science here, so we can get the more mining or habitat mining modules without penalty. Oh, and then the Twitch chat saying, "Oh, meant the story Banerjee said." Yeah, the story about him naming it after his grandmother. That's true. He did name it after a family member. Less sure it was because of the paying $1 to go see it inside of a plane, and more because naming it after family. But yeah.
Ready.
Okay, so you're secure. 82 days before we remove you from the Alien Federation. Twitch is saying, I'm wishing airplanes were a feature in Earth combat. Yeah, I can see them definitely doing something where they try to add some sort of air combat separate from the army combat in the game. Right now they're kind of just assumed to be part of the army. The army is in the game. Let's have XR fighters be able to help armies. Weirdly, I think the Exo fighters are probably you'd be better off with better fighters, with real fighters than the Exo fighters. The Exo fighters, the whole thing is that you can get the space with them, and then use space weapons. But yeah, and I could definitely see something about airborne combat, even if it's not Exo fighters. You know, let's try to get public campaigning going.
I will tell our story.
Where
People
do
I
you need
normally
me?
public campaign with are also the
I will try to
people we
sway
have
the public.
trading viciously and aggressively for more and more volatile, so I can afford warships. So our public campaigning has kind of fallen off in the meantime. You know, let's have you swap out for
Standing by.
Where do you need me?
Yonchu Zoo. Who I think saying hello to.
Acknowledged.
Ready to go.
Your orders?
Actually, you're in
At your
charge.
service.
Of course, it doesn't want to tell me. I know it's targeting someone. Yeah, targeting Exodus. We'll have Hong do that target instead.
I'm here.
Standing by. Making contact.
And then we'll send you to public campaign in China. Yeah, Twitch chat saying, "Oh yeah, after your last stream, I had my own acute volatile shortage due to severe expansion." Yeah, I've definitely experienced space resources kind of ping pong between, "Oh, you have all you could imagine you ever need," and all of a sudden you've overexpanded. Like, where did all my resources go? That's space resource in this game, in a nutshell, I suppose. Had to shut off so many buildings and then get lucky with mining orgs. Yeah, we've gotten lucky with mining orgs. You can see where our state of our space resources are. Where we're almost out of water
Initiating
production
contact.
and almost out of volatile
Good
production
luck
right now.
saving
So,
the world. Just know that we have other plans.
although a lot of that has to actually do with the fact that a lot of our Mars bases got blown up, so we're waiting for them to be rebuilt.
Initiating contact.
It's no business of ours if you wish to throw your lives away.
Fleet launching for low Earth orbit. You diverted a lot of your MC to get mining bases into the Earth Luno habs that I had intended. Yeah. I get that. I totally get that.
The people will come to our side.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
We've moved the needle.
Should now be set for late 2027. Okay, well that's sounds good. We're in 2047 here, so we have aggressive alien problems. Plus, I think technically we're in a state of total war with the aliens now, which is its own problem. I forget whether it was June or July when a lot of our HAB farms come online. That should save us a bunch. June 30th. So basically July. Which should save us a bunch of water and volatiles.
He who controls the water controls the world. That's where we're headed now. But hell, even I know that a dying world isn't really one worth controlling. Chairman Soren van Wyk, Wall Street Journal op-ed. Renewables from bogeyman to golden goose.
This is maybe something to know about Total War is it's your personal opinion with Total War, not the humans' opinion with Total War. So the aliens, if you hit Total War, they'll start focusing on you. Yeah, and this quote from some Soren, this is the first time I've been paying this much attention to this late in the game, where it's like, yeah, even the capitalist recognizes, controlling a dying world isn't really a good thing. We want the world to kind of exist. Even if it is good for business. So, space science. At this point, we want to control that slot, but I don't really want to overinvest in that slot. Focus on getting some of our projects done. We'll see if we can hold on to control the slot that way.
Offering support.
Reaching out.
Good luck saving the world. Just know that we have other plans.
Oh, yeah, I think it's just a you thing, though I might be wrong about that. I know it definitely doesn't affect the servants in the Protectorate if you go to Total War, for example. We continue.
We'll open a channel.
It's no business of ours if you wish to throw your lives away.
That's a generous trade to you?
We are winning their hearts and minds.
Yeah, I think one of us is right. I'm not just sure which. So the statement with we won't both be right. Yeah, to some degree, I think we're both right. Yeah, and obviously the servants and protectorates are excluded. And I think Exodus would be, or not Nexus. The Academy would also be excluded because they can do peace deals and stuff with the aliens.
We've moved the needle.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Yeah, Christian saying the aliens wouldn't harm them. Well, until the I think it's the Protectorate. The Protectorate have to actually make a completed tech, a project, to not piss off the aliens. Otherwise, if they build up too many mission control worth of stuff, they will actually piss the aliens off, and the aliens will attack them. Yeah, the Academy is they can negotiate with the aliens, but they can't. They can't get to the state of having a tech that basically gives them non-aggression back to the aliens. So, yeah, that's one of the things to remember is the servants are basically permanently non-aggression back to the aliens. The Protectorate have to do a tech to get basically non-aggression back status. The Academy can always... Well, the Academy have to do a tech to negotiate with them. The Academy can always do some degree of diplomacy with them. Although eventually, even they... Because their final goal is something that will basically put them at total war with the aliens, right? They want to go basically deliver the ultimatum of be peaceful or else, which is something the aliens aren't supportive of. Okay, so there's Spartacus Station pretty much coming online. And there goes us saving a whole bunch of volatiles and water as all the farms come online. All the new battle stations around Mars come online. We're just waiting on the mines. Yeah, that's our new Earth station, able to build an entire fleet in 185 days. And needless to say, we're gonna hit cancel the repairs here. So the fleet's much more intact at this point, let's say. Let's have you merge up with the other fleet for the moment. Luna. No. 750. So I want you to... I suppose it's the merge order down here, isn't it? Yeah, merge fleets. We can merge the fleets. We can do resupply. And the importance of farms the other day, yeah. Tier 2 and up, you definitely want the farms. And that big change there, if you were watching on our water and our volatiles, where we're basically making no water and making very little volatiles, that was all farms coming online. We have a bunch of mines going to come online soon as well, which should provide us a lot more. Okay, so we're resupplied. What's the burn time down to our new station? intermediate Earth orbit. 2.66 weeks. I suppose we'll do that burn. We'll repair a lot faster down there. See the cohesion rising in China. Cohesion's actually a little high in Russia, although we need to take some points back from the Exodus in Russia. I wonder how many space fences are we missing in United North America. Calgary. We're just missing on Calgary by the looks of it. Yeah, Calgary. At which point we'll stop investing in space defenses and focus on everything else a little bit more. I think the knowledge one at that point might be able to throw some of the good events, because we'll be investing pretty heavily in knowledge. And Twitch chat saying they don't think it's necessarily feasible to screw farms given the max yields of sites. It maybe is if you stay a bunch of tier 1 stuff, right? You can do like tier 1 mines everywhere, and you can get pretty far in just tier 1 mines. Higher tier mines are not necessarily that much better, is what I've learned.
Offering assistance.
Making contact.
Good luck saving the world. Just know that we have.
Yeah, you would need a lot of mining bases every 2 or 3 halves. Granted, you maybe don't need very many halves, right? If you can do a bunch of earth science if you were desperate to not do farms for some reason. Do 900? No, looks like we're gonna be at least 1,000. 1,000. Slap a 1,000 on the desk for the volatiles from Exodus.
Contact.
It's no business of ours if you wish to throw your lives away.
Yeah, jumping from tier 1 to tier 2 is another 50%. Jumping from tier 1 to tier 3 is only 100% more.
Public opinion is
And
moving
the cost
in
goes
our
up
direction.
exponentially. Okay, so we're getting public support rising in Russia,
Public sentiment is increasingly
Mexico.
with us.
China.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
And our councils will live 10 years longer. Every fusion reactor farm, that's tempting. That's fairly cheap. Let's grab that one. And in theory, right now we're trying to max out sustainability in America. We're getting pretty close to being done there. And then we can basically crank the GDP of America to the moon. Annexing Pakistan. Okay, at some point we're gonna have to do a few unrest-raising missions against the alien administration to make it fall apart again. You've completed transfer, now undergoing repairs. And you'll be done 25th of July. So yeah, that made a big difference. It was like the difference between like December and, well, 6 days at the new place. So yeah, it was worth moving. They're coming from low Earth orbit. We might actually be interested in picking a fight as soon as we're done repairing. And we're done building at Mercury for the moment. So let's actually get the Mercury fleet moving out to Mars. The Mercury Titan fleet. That's, yeah, that's the Titan fleet. So we want you to go to the Mars station. You can get there in just under 4 weeks. That's burned a lot of Delta V, but I think I'm willing to pay that just to get them there reasonably quickly. And then in 4 weeks we can start picking fights because we'll have all 3 of our main gravity wells secured. And Mercury will actually be the least defended, but Mercury is also the least, in theory, valuable.
I will help
Whoops,
them.
I just realized I haven't been paying attention to
Open
the
the
time.
channel.
I'm going for
Good luck
almost an hour and a
saving the
half, or
world.
almost an hour, well, an hour and
Just
20
know
at this
that we
point.
have other
If I didn't catch it, I was going to go to an hour and a half. Let's complete up this counselor action, and then we'll put a save in here. Or put a part break in here. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I am going to take a short break. Oh, and we've hit the point where they're not willing to give us any more volatiles. Okay. That's a thing. Got any products I want? No, not really. Okay. We're gonna give him a buck per Shanghai, and then we're gonna leave. But yeah, we're gonna put a part break in here as soon as we're done with this counselor cycle. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be a part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm just gonna take a short break to sip a little bit of tea. We'll probably put the hands on for a minute, so while that's going on. Yeah, there's a threshold, and I think the threshold is also a bit of RP with the factions. So some factions are more interested in keeping a larger reserve than others. So if we leave off trying to trade with them for a little while, they'll eventually be willing to trade again.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
The factions still won't trade stuff with you. Yeah, they got a. What I think they stopped wanting to trade me volatiles, for example, and they still have like 5.5 thousand sitting around or something, right? So the threshold above which they will start to stop trading with you is fairly high.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
The people will come to our side.
Meet the waves. Oh dear. Seas have claimed a portion of the New Orleans region. Rising sea level and constant flooding have rendered a portion of the region uninhabitable for the foreseeable future. Oof. You have to definitely. You get why, yeah. It does make early expansion a little bit difficult. It even makes getting them to expand early on a little bit difficult sometimes. We lost Macaulay, which is fine. Yep, the aliens are getting fairly big and beefy. We'll probably want to move against the alien administration in some way, break it up a bit. Waiting for the counselor action here, cycle to end, and it just feels like it's going on and on. There it goes. So yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, they'll be put up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I can take a short break just to sip a little bit of tea. So I'll be right back. Until next time, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Bye for now.